All right, what's up everybody? So I just left SoSo Motorcycles in Concord, California. They were unveiling the brand new Yamaha R9 in the flesh, so we got to see it up close. Pretty cool motorcycle, I must say. You know, it comes equipped with fully adjustable suspension, all the electronics, LED lighting. Yeah, pretty good looking bike. We'll wait to see what the final price is going to be, but they're targeting around like 13 grand. And SoSo Motorcycles already has 5 of them in route, but 4 of them are already spoken for. So if you want one, call up SoSo Motorcycles and put a deposit on one. It was pretty cool seeing it up close, I have to admit. And for a pretty small dealer, I mean, they're a good sized dealer in Concord. They have some really cool motorcycles there. You know, if you want to see the motorcycles, some of the motorcycles that are there, I'm gonna post them up on my Instagram and Facebook page, so go check them out. Yeah, they have pretty cool gear and gadgets and stuff there too. So yeah, this is Bear Creek Road. I'm on my 2021 Aprilia RS660. Just got off the 17 freeway and now I'm on Bear Creek Road heading home. So I decided to do a little vlog, you know, give my thoughts on the new R9 a little bit. And thank you, my guy. Thank you so much. Yeah, give my thoughts on the R9 a little bit and enjoy a little ride home. You know, the blue color is the typical Yamaha blue, Yamaha racing blue. It's coming out in 2 other colors. It's going to be white and black as well. I think for around 13 grand is a pretty good value on that motorcycle. You know, it's got a ton of electronics. It looks good. It's got pretty good power. You know, the inline 3 cylinder engine sounded great when they turned it on. You know, sound like your classic triple with a little whine to it. The stock exhaust note, you know, sounds just like the MT-09. Nothing to blow you away with the sound or anything, but I felt it sounded pretty good stock. I'll post a video up on my Instagram as well, and probably a little short on YouTube as well of the sound of it. But yeah, I was super blessed to be able to go out and see the motorcycle up close like that. So, you know, before it's even on sale. So, you know, I think that's one of the perks of living out here in the Bay Area, you know, is that you know, they know that the motorcycle community out here is really big, and being able to do stuff like that is really cool. You know, and they did it on a Friday, and it happened that I was off today as well, so felt like destiny, right? Destiny for me to check out that bike. Now, what that bike can, you know, will do for me is, you know, make me think about this bike a little bit more. You know, will I sell the RS660 to get something like that, or will I get something more sport touring, right? I love this part of Bear Creek Road. This little tight section is so fun. Bear Creek Road is very bumpy, but it's so much fun when you can get around the bumps and you kind of know where they all are. And you can scoot on by. Thank you, my guy. I'm not in full leathers or anything today. Just kind of in my Dainese textile gear, so I'm not trying to get too low and stuff. Trying to get too crazy. I really never do, but when I'm in my leathers, I do ride a little bit more aggressively. Because if I slide, you know, I'll be ready. Today's a beautiful, beautiful day. All up and down the Bay Area. It was pretty cold this morning, but now it's a beautiful 70 degrees. Yeah, but the Yamaha R9, right? The verdict is still out. My initial thoughts are it's going to be a fast seller right away. The looks, I think, are there. The performance, I think, will be good enough. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset that it only has about the same horsepower as the R6, but it's got way more torque though. So, you know, the torque numbers are pretty good. You can always look up the specs online. I'm not going to go over them in the video. But man, you know, riding my Aprilia though, especially on the freeway, I forget how good of a bike this is on the freeway, and I hope that the R9 will be just as good. You know, the clip-on seemed a little more aggressive than the RS660, so I think the Rider Triangle is going to be definitely more, you know, track focused, sport bike focused, where the Aprilia's got a little bit of a swept up, you know, triple tree. But it had, the Yamaha had a ton of, you know, buttons all over it, so that was pretty cool. You know, it's got a ton of controls, a lot of ride modes. I think it has like 5 ride modes or something like that, and then it's got, you know, your quick shifter and your cruise control. You know, and I'm not too familiar with Yamaha's interface, but it looks like it's going to be pretty easy to use. But this Aprilia on the freeway is so fun, and the power is so usable, you know, and it's not scary fast. Well, you know, not to me because I've been riding it for a while, but maybe to a new rider it might be pretty scary. But oh, that view is just beautiful. But yeah, you know, this I fall in love with this Aprilia all over again every time I ride it, especially on the freeway. You know, this bike is so comfortable on long trips. You know, and the cruise control gives you the freedom of, you know, relaxing a little bit on long straightaways. You know, and this bike's got plenty of electronics as well, and it's super light. I wish the R9 was a little bit lighter, but I get it. You know, it's a little bit bigger of a bike. Yeah, the Aprilia, you know, I think barely breaks 400 pounds. And the R9 on the other hand is like 420, I believe, or something like that. So, you know, got a little bit of poundage on this bike, but again, it's got more power and more torque, so it makes up for it. Now, I'm sure it'll feel pretty light in the corners because, you know, I've ridden the MT-09, you know, the redesigned one, the 2023 model. Actually, I think it was a 2022 model. Either way, it's the same bike, but the MT-09 was pretty light and easy to ride. That was one of my favorite things about the MT-09 was how easy it was to ride, and how low the seat height was on that bike. Like, I could double flat foot the MT-09, and with my Aprilia RS660 here, I can't. Like, I'm on my tippy toes if I'm trying to straddle the bike, you know. Sure, I can lean off to one side and get a full flat foot down, but trying to double side flat foot is like impossible. So Bear Creek Road, downhill section here. Learn how to trail brake, guys. Don't rely on engine braking alone, okay? When you learn how to trail brake, it gives your front a lot of stability. So yeah, so don't be afraid of trailing your front brake into these corners. Like, I see this corner coming up here, I got one finger on my brake, just trailing it all the way in until I feel it's stable and comfortable, and then I release it slowly and get back on the throttle. Same thing here, trail it in until you just feel safe. Now it's good. Now I'm gonna start opening her up. my bike is GP shift, so you know, that is 1 up, 5 down. It's the preferred way to ride for, you know, track riders, because when you're leaned over in that corner and you need to upshift while you're coming out of that corner, it's much easier to just have that one push down than it is to try to flick up. Try to get your foot under the lever, and push up is much harder when you're at a full lean to the left. And my gas light is on, but this bike is not very accurate with gas, so hey fellow rider. Bear Creek is very unpredictable, so you know, there could be fallen trees and debris and animals on this road, so you know, I try not to go too fast, but still go fast enough to where it's fun. And you never know about cars too. Cars might be doing something funny. Oh, it's pretty warm right here. Like 72 degrees right here. Yeah, there's one thing about this Aprilia that, you know, gets to me from time to time is the gas gauge on this bike. It's so off. Like this morning when I pumped gas before going to Concord Motorcycles, or SoSo Motorcycles in Concord, like it showed that I had 2 bars. So I was like, oh, I better get some gas, right? Just to be sure, because I hadn't ridden this bike in a while. I went to go get gas, and I was like, I only had to pump like $6 and it was full, and I was like, oh man, I could have made it, but it's fine. So, you know, I know it's probably got plenty of gas, just the light is on. Because Concord, I think, is only like 60 miles away, so that's 120 back and forth. And the Aprilia's definitely got that kind of mileage easily. I can ride this bike all the way to Fresno, where I used to live, on 1 tank pretty much. But I usually do stop in Los Banos just to pump gas, just to be safe. A lot of bumps, so my bum is never really in the seat. All you sport bike riders out there, when you're on twisty roads out here like this, you know, try not to sit down so much. Stay out of your seat. You know, just have your seat barely touching, just have your butt barely touching the seat, you know? That's all you really gotta do. Very rarely am I actually sitting down on roads like this. You know, I'm always kind of perched on the motorbike, using my core, you know, using my legs to keep me up. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my wrists, right? You know, stay up using your core and your legs. The only thing your hands should be really doing are just controlling the throttle, the brakes, and steering. That's it. You shouldn't be putting all the weight on your wrists. Like, I'm very light. Like, you need to be able to flap your arms like this, you know? If you can't flap your arms while you're riding, you are way too stiff. Hello, fellow rider. Oh man, what a beautiful day. Can't wait to get home and eat some lunch. You know, enjoy your guys' day. It's a happy Friday. I worked this weekend, unfortunately, but you know, I'm happy to have this day off to be able to do things like go into Concord and see the new Yamaha R9, and I'll just kind of enjoy the day riding home. So you guys do the same, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Spicy Adventures. Peace.